First things first.
He's a man with a major addiction. Not talking about herb, alcohol, or prescription. Talking about books.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to do the 25 bookish facts about me tag. I didn't get tagged by anybody, but it looked like a really cool video that I wanted to do so that you guys could get a little bit of information about me, get to know me a little bit, you know. So here we go. At number 1, I didn't read any of the Harry Potter series until this year. Yeah, I'm 28 and I've never read Harry Potter before. But I did get through the whole entire series in about a month, and I gotta say, I liked it a lot. Number 2, I like what hardback books look like better, but I like what paperbacks feel like better. I like reading paperbacks mostly. The only time I read hardbacks is if I buy them like on discount in some clearance rack or something. And when I read a hardback, I totally have to take the dust cover off. There's no way I'm going to deal with that bull crap. I cannot read a book with a dust cover on it. Number 3, whenever I'm not at home, I always have earbuds in and I'm listening to either audiobooks or podcasts. There's no way I want strangers talking to me, and it's just an easy way to get out of uncomfortable situations. So I listen to tons of audiobooks that way. Like right when I get in my car, I put one earbud in. When I have to walk in a store, I put the other earbud in, and nobody freaking messes with me. I get through so many audiobooks and podcasts that way. It's awesome. Number 4, if I try to read in bed, there is no way I'm staying awake for more than 20 minutes. I don't know what it is. If I'm laying down and reading, it just makes me so tired. It like puts so much extra strain on my brain or something. I'm like snoozing like within 20 minutes. Number 5, my favorite genres to read are fantasy, sci-fi, and horror. I just love those 3. They're my go-tos. I'll look at like bestsellers, and if it's a sci-fi, fantasy, or horror, I'm definitely going to read the comments and see if they have a good reviews, and I'll check them out. But I do read all other books, genres, but sci-fi, fantasy, and horror are my number 1. Number 6, if I don't read a whole series of books back to back, like the Harry Potter series that I just read, if I don't read them one after another, chances are I'll never get around to reading them all. I'll get bored and move on to something else, so I have to read a series back to back. But there is one exception that was pretty recent, which was the Red Rising series, because it was just so freaking awesome. I couldn't wait for the next book to come out whenever it was ready to come out. I am definitely a howler. Ow! Number 7, I am so addicted to buying books right now. It is like a huge problem. Whenever I go to a store, there is no way I'm walking out of there without a book. It doesn't matter what the store is. If I walk into a grocery store, 7-Eleven, I'm getting a magazine, there's just something wrong with me right now. I cannot go anywhere without buying a book. Number 8, I didn't finish Game of Thrones. I had DNF'd it after book 4. It was just like boring. I mean, I liked the characters and I liked the world, but there was just, the books just weren't that like intriguing to me, so I skipped it, and now I just watch it on HBO. But I do love it on HBO. Number 9, I am super OCD about my books. Like, if somebody wants to borrow it, I am so nervous about it, and I don't even want to let people borrow them. If they're like my hardbacks and paperbacks, I get so nervous about it. I don't want them sitting like on a kitchen table because I'm like, is that table clean? I don't even really want my wife to read them, but I let her read them, but it makes me like nervous. I'm like, is she going to take care of it as much as I do? Number 10, I wear glasses when I read. I have like pretty bad stigmatism, so shit kind of looks blurry, like all on the edges and stuff. I just never wear my glasses when I do my videos because the lighting that I have makes a really bad glare on them. Here, I'll show you guys. I mean, right? Look at that glare. Videos just wouldn't be good if I was wearing my glasses. Number 11, I didn't read any books in high school. 0. Not at all. I was too busy doing other stuff. Drinking, a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying? No books in high school. Alright, that's about halfway through, so I think it's time for another shot. Number 12. Sometimes when I like an audiobook so much, I'll go out and buy the physical copy because it's fun to me when I'm like have free time to listen to the audiobook and read along in the physical book at the same time. I don't know, it's just something that I like to do. The 3 most recent ones were American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson. I just like to read along. Call me an elementary school kid, I don't know. Number 13. Often when I'm reading books, I totally root for the villain. There's just something about me. I don't really relate to like the hero character. I just really like the villain. I'm totally a Slytherin through and through. Number 14. Every single day, I listen to at least 8 hours of podcasts or audiobooks. I have a job that lets me listen to earbuds, and I'm just listening to it the whole time. It's amazing. I work graveyard as a machinist, and there's nobody there to bother me. I can get through a short book in one shift. It is totally a perk. Number 15. Often when I'm reading books, I'm like, dude, don't these characters ever have to go to the restroom? What the hell is going on? Are fictional characters just robots? I'll read a book that follows a character from sunup to sundown and never once does he ever go to the restroom. That's an ability that I wish I had, but it just ain't real life, man. Number 16. I have never paid full price for a book, ever. If you see a review on my channel that was from a new release, it's because I got it in audiobook form and I used my audiobook credit to buy it. Never once have I ever paid full price for a book. See these books on my shelves? All on the clearance rack from somewhere. Number 17. When I was a young child, someone spent hours and hours a day reading to me. So by the time I was 4 years old, I already knew how to read all the Dr. Seuss books, all the Shel Silverstein books, and everything around that age group. So that was pretty cool. I had a really big head start when I got into kindergarten. Like all those Jack and Jill went up the hill to catch a pail of water and like the red fox jumped over the log and all that stuff. That was like a breeze. Number 18. I haven't seen all the Harry Potter movies. There, I said it. I haven't seen all the Harry Potter movies. I know that it was a big deal that I didn't read all the Harry Potter books. So I read all the Harry Potter books this year. Did it all in a month. But I still haven't seen all the movies. I think I've seen Prisoner of Azkaban, The Deathly Hallows 1 and 2, but I still haven't seen all the movies, so I plan on catching up really soon. Number 19. When I'm reading a book and my session has to come to an end because either I have to go to sleep or I have something that I need to do or like an appointment or I have to go pick up my kids, there's no way I can just stop in the middle of a chapter. I'm way too OCD for that. So I either have to hurry and try to get to the end of the chapter if I'm close enough, or I'll just put the bookmark at the beginning of the chapter. It's just something weird about me. I always have to end like right on a chapter. I don't know why. It's just something that is like weird with me. I have to like know that I'm like on chapter 25 or I'm on chapter 30. I can't like end on page 53 in the middle of like chapter 10. There's no way. Number 20. I can only read 2 books at a time. There's no way I'm going to try to bombard myself with more than 2 books. There's no way that I'm going to stay interested. There's no way I'm going to remember all the places, all the names, all the plots, all the twists, all the side characters. It's 2 maximum and I'm out. Number 21. I've only ever read 3 books on my Kindle. I don't know what it is. There's just something about the Kindle that makes me feel like I'm staring at my phone, and I already stare at my phone enough during the day that like reading is kind of like my escape from that, escape from technology kind of, and I just can't ever like get into it, man. It feels like I'm staring at my phone too much. So Kindle, I'm sorry, but I don't really like you. 3 books is all I've ever read on it. Number 22. I totally don't mind buying mass market paperbacks. I don't care about them. I'll buy them to read them, but they're totally like exception to my OCD about my books. I totally buy them. You can see there's like a whole shelf right here of mass market paperbacks. But if anybody ever wants to borrow them and read them, I usually just say, here, take it. You can keep it. And if I really liked the book, I'll end up buying like a better version of it just so that I can have it. Number 23. My favorite book is The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway, which is totally crazy because it's not in any genre that I would consider my favorite genre. There's just something about this book that is like so perfect. It hits all the marks. The way that he speaks, the simplistic nature of the book, the way that it like just like touches me as like a man. There's something about Ernest Hemingway that like really rings all my bells. I suggest everybody should read this book, and if you don't have the time to read it, definitely check it out on Audible. I have it on Audible as well, and it's narrated by Donald Sutherland, and his voice is just amazing when it comes to this book. He like pronounces all these Cuban words like nothing else. If you like President Snow, you're going to love listening to this on Audible. Number 22. I made a GoodReads account, but I just cannot like make myself use it. I'm already using so much social media. It is so hard for me. I'm already using Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Beam, all the YouTube comments. I cannot find time to make room for GoodReads. If anybody has any tips of what I could do, because I know it's such a good thing for us readers, I just cannot like bring myself to like spend the time to do it. I don't know. I just can't do it. Number 23. I am never happy with how my bookshelves look. I reorganize these things like every 2 weeks. I don't know what it is about me. I'm kind of superficial. I guess I'm just basic like that. Number 24. I always take a ton of notes while I'm reading, but hardly any of those notes ever make it into any of my reviews, so I don't even know why I bother. I just like write notes for no reason, I guess. Number 25. Either my wife or I read to our children every single day, like without failure. It is something that is so awesome. It is totally like a bonding experience. I suggest that everybody do this if you have kids, or if you have like nephews, nieces, anybody around you that is like a young person that you can like get into the habit of reading. You should do this with them every single day. It will just benefit them and you. Today, me and my sons read this entire book, the Curious George book, and it was just so fun. They love it. They love looking at the pictures. They ask tons of questions. They're going to cut you off in the middle of reading, and you just got to get over it. Don't get upset that they're not letting you continue on the page. You just got to take your time with them, and it's just a totally great experience, and everybody should do it. If you have a young one around you, go out and read to them, because it is an important thing, especially in today's age where everybody's watching videos, watching YouTube all day. I mean, both of my sons both have phones already. They're not hooked up to anything. All they have is YouTube, but all they want to do is like watch videos, and it is totally important thing for us as older people to like spread the word of like reading. Reading is important. You can learn a lot from reading, and we need to definitely hand this down to our children and the young ones in our lives that it is an important thing to do. A person that never reads only lives one life, but a person that does read leads like many lives. Like, we can be all these different characters, and you can learn so much from the characters you read about. It is up to you, and it's up to me to keep this tradition going, and I'm just scared where the world's going right now, that in the future nobody's gonna read. So just read to the young ones. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. I'm going to tag a couple people because it was so fun. I loved like trying to figure out all these 25 bookish facts about me, and I think these people are going to have fun doing it too, and I want to know bookish facts about them. So I'm going to tag Jess from REBELREADS. You should go check out her channel. She has a lot of cool stuff. She's an alternative booktube person just like myself. And I'm going to tag Helen from CAPRIOUSHELEN. She's a lot of fun. She's from across the pond, so her slang is totally like entertaining. I love listening to her videos as well. So check out Jess from REBELREADS and Helen from CAPRIOUSHELEN, and you're going to have a good time doing it, I promise. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like my stuff, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.